Hello everyone, it's Bella and today we're going to be taking a look at all of the brand new mods for The Sims 2 that have released these past 3 months, which has been the third quarter of 2024, so July, August and September. Apologies if it's well into October by the time this is uploaded. I have been super busy, but I figured better late than never. And as always, there'll be a link in the description to a post on my website where you'll find all of the links to the mods we'll be looking at today, along with a short description of each too. So let's get straight into it. The first thing you might notice, so I might as well address, is this new icon for the woohoo icons, and that is by Nopkey, and they have been recreated from the beta, so early images of the Sims 2 in development in the beta stages. This is what the woohoo icon was looking like, so Nopkey has remade that and replaced the original woohoo icons with it. And this mod actually also includes another new mod of Nopkey's, which is inconsistent woohoo icons fix, which just makes the sizing and shadowing of all of the woohoo icons consistent. So if you're not interested in this beta icon, you can grab that just to make the Maxis ones consistent and fixed up. But otherwise, if you do want this beta remake, that's also included in it. But before we move on to any other mods, I have actually finally made some of my own mods this month. So before we go no further, I'm going to shamelessly talk about what I've made this month. So I have just used the Unlock Career Rewards treat to grab Don a drafting table because I've made a couple of mods related to the drafting table. So firstly, one is a simple text change. I didn't really like how it sounded: draft blueprints, draft custom, draft scene. So I've just simply changed that text to say draw, because, you know, that's what they're doing, they're drawing something. So I preferred that. That made more sense to me. And then there is 2 other mods which you choose one or the other, and that is either to make all of these interactions gain the tinkering enthusiasm instead of arts and crafts, or just the blueprint interaction, which is my personal preference, and that's the one I've got in at the moment. So if I have Don draw a blueprint, he will now gain tinkering enthusiasm, whereas if he used one of these other 2 that's a bit more artsy, it is still arts and crafts in this flavour, but it's up to you which you prefer. But actually, I have another mod that you can use with either... Oh, go away, Mr. Humble, every time. I need to learn my lesson and stop starting on a brand new Pleasant View each time. But anyway, another mod I made to do with the drafting table that's compatible with either of those hobby flavours is that actually this drawing blueprints interaction will... So there we go, we can see he's getting tinkering from doing this. But this skill would usually be the creativity skill, but with my mod, drawing blueprints, drafting, whether you choose to use that other mod of mine or not, he will actually gain mechanical skill from doing this, whereas the other 2 that, like I said, are more artsy, will still gain creativity skill. So he didn't quite gain one, so I'll have him do another one when everyone's gone away. There we go. He's just gained a mechanical skill point rather than the usual creativity skill point. If I now scrap this draft, I like that this still says draft because, like, it is a draft, it's like a work in progress, he didn't finish it, it's not yet a drawing. So I'll have him get rid of that one, but if I have him do a drawing, say of this scene here, he still gained the creativity skill there. And as you might have just seen, he also gained arts and crafts enthusiasm as well doing that. So that just makes the drafting table more varied, more useful for different types of Sims, gives those tinkering Sims something else to do. I am now going to cheatily give Don a handheld game to show off the other creation I've made recently. So now he has a handheld in his inventory. I'm using the Switch default replacement by Vegan Cactus, but the mod I've made is to actually be able to make the handheld game Maxis or default replacement placeable on surfaces. For some bizarre reason, the handheld game could only be placed on the floor and not on surfaces, whereas the cell phone and MP3 player could be. So it didn't make any sense. So in case you wanted to grab one of the mods that make these items viable from the catalogue and sell them in an owned business or something like that, you can actually get these and place them on the shelf. But I do want to draw your attention to an issue with this default replacement is completely separate to my mod. My mod has nothing to do with it. Is that this model default replacement actually sinks into the ground a little bit. I couldn't figure out how to fix that. Again, it's completely independent of my mod because obviously it can usually be placed on the ground, and as you can see it's sunk into the ground, and therefore it also sinks into surfaces. Luckily you can kind of see through this glass table, so it looks okay. But just a little tip for you that if you are using this default replacement like me, you can just grab a size 2 OMSP, say this end table one, because then there we go, it's technically a surface and I don't think it would have originally been placeable on there. If I now put it on here and then click it up, it will sit perfectly on a surface and be sat on an OMSP surface. Not a mod I wouldn't usually cover this kind of thing in these videos, but I do also want to share that I've also actually made some recolors for this default replacement. I didn't really like how the screen is always black, so in fact let me get in Don's hand to show you. Why don't you play with it a little bit, Don? So obviously he's playing away and the screen is always black, and I wasn't keen on that, so what I've done is made some recolors for the screen and of some screenshots of various games. My initial idea was to stick with EA games, just like, you know, the computer and console work in the game. They're all other EA games, but honestly EA has kind of like taken a nosedive since the time of The Sims 2, so you know, keeping it like modern games on a modern console, I found that a bit too limiting. So as you can see, we've got Animal Crossing, Apex Legends, FIFA, It Takes Two, Minecraft, Need for Speed, Plants vs Zombies, Skyrim, Stardew Valley, Unravel 2 and Breath of the Wild. So I thought you could just, you know, select a game that would suit your Sims to play, and then it looks like they are playing that game at least instead of nothing. So yeah, I'm back on to making creations and I have lots of ideas. So yeah, glad to have some to share with you this time around. Speaking of these little handheld electronics, we have been spoilt for choice this time around with default replacements for the MP3 player. This first one is Andreva. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. iPod Nano default replacement, and that comes with lots of different recolors. So you can recolor the device and the screen color separately. I'd have liked to do that for the Switch, but it didn't have subsets initially, and I'm very new to recoloring, so I didn't know how to break it into subsets. But it doesn't. It only has like a grey device recolor anyway, which I wasn't even using personally in my game, so it is not like there was loads of device recolors to choose from. So I thought you're not really losing much by just choosing the screen color anyway. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, you can choose from lots of different colors of the device and then loads for the screen, which I believe are all different artwork for The Sims 2. You might notice some from, you know, posters and paintings that are available. So yeah, they're really great. And he's listening away. I probably just need to delete my thumbnail cache, and that would probably fix itself, this icon here. But yeah, it looks really good. Well, let me hop out of my game now and swap out the other default replacement that has come out this time around as well. I'm back, and this time we're going to firstly give Don a favourite colour. I'm going to say his favourite colour is purple, because the other MP3 default that came out has colour trait support, which is really cool. So if I give it in purple and then let's cheatily give him an MP3, I think you might need to actually buy one legitly to get the colour. Oh no, I think that is purple. Right, yeah, that's totally purple. So yeah, now he's actually started using it. It has become purple because that is his favourite colour. So this one is by T. Vicky Sims, as I said, has colour trait support, and that is actually an update of an old default that was originally by Grave Robber. Again, I think you can choose different colours for the screen, which again are... Oh, no, actually, what's so cool about this, I remember now. There are screen recolors, but the screen actually changes. It flicks through as they're listening, as if the song is changing. Obviously, it's very fast, but time goes by way more quickly in The Sims, so I think that's cool. And each recolor is like a different cycle. Probably like different genres, not sure which is which, but yeah, that is awesome. And there's actually another great thing about this default, which we will cover in a little bit. But let me see, if I put it away, I wonder if changing his colour trait will actually change what colour it becomes, or it's just the first time around. Yep, I've just made his favourite colour red now instead. So as he's pulled it out, it is now red. How cool is that? So whatever the Sim's favourite colour is, that is the colour that it shall be. So depending on whether or not you're interested in the colour traits might gauge which of these defaults you would prefer to use. But I've got to say that there is another reason to choose this one, which again, I'll just cover in a little bit. Next, I want to show you a new mod that was actually my idea, and I am so grateful and excited that Medusa went ahead and made this and took it from my very long list of ideas and wish list of mods I'd love to make or see be made in The Sims 2, and that is a new computer interaction for streaming. While this isn't technically a brand new mod because it came as an update to the more computer options mod, it's still a big shiny new feature, so I thought it was definitely worth mentioning. So now we have this new option to stream a game. It's only SSX3 at the moment because that is the only game Don owns, but just like when a Sim buys more video games and you can then choose which one to play, you'll also be able to choose which one to stream. But let's have Don stream SXX. Now, it will look fairly, well, the same as it does playing. My brother just phone down in case that makes him stop. So, but now you can see he's actually gaining a skill, and that is the charisma skill, and he just gained 6 simoleons, and they can get a variable amount of money per loot doing this, depending on some factors such as the charisma skill, how outgoing their personality is. So Don is pretty outgoing, and it also has some trait support. So computer wizards, for example, will get more money. Technophobes would gain less, and I think a couple of other traits maybe as well, like maybe charismatic. So yeah, some cool trait support there. Doesn't require the traits because obviously there's other factors that would make them gain more or less money. But his charisma skills, you know, doesn't have an ace, he's about to gain 1, and the more he gets, I don't know if 1 will immediately make him gain more, but the more he builds a charisma skill, the more profitable it would be. So a really charismatic Sim with all the right kind of personality and traits would be able to gain more money from doing that. I'm not sure what the needs are like, but my initial idea anyway was that streaming wouldn't be as fun as playing a game, but it would boost the social need more. I'm not actually sure if that is part of what Medusa's done or not. It may well be. I probably need to dig into it more, but it may well be exactly the same as playing games. So I might have a little poke around. I might even make my own little tuning flavor of it one day, but I am so happy with it. It's just so cool, and I'm just so appreciative that my idea has been brought to life, so thank you, Medusa. Next, there's 2 mods that I have actually added radio station, radio tracks from both the Urbz and the Sims Bustin Out to the Sims radio station. I'm not sure which this one is, to be honest. I don't want to leave it going too long in case it gets flagged. But yeah, you can now listen to the radio stations from The Sims Bustin' Out and the Urbz in The Sims 2, which is really cool. They are two separate mods, so you don't have to, have both, but you can. I've never played either of those games, so they're not super recognizable for me, but still, variation is cool, so I don't see why not throw them in. Next, let's look at an updated version of this bat box as a vase, which adds some more interactions to the major assignment, I believe. It's a little bit of a shame, I think, that it is only for this flower version that is available. I know some people do prefer to use the original bat box. I personally don't, but I have a cardboard box default which looks really nice that I prefer to use, and it's like you can use it as if it's like in a loft or in the basement. So that's my usual default replacement, but I actually edited this vase to be a custom additional version. So I might poke around adding this new functionality to the cardboard version and the custom flower version, or perhaps the mod creator would be willing. So now when we go to the upgrade per-unit options, instead of just straight away selecting which subject the major was in, we have some options for the, what's it called? Score he graduated with, whether he got honours or just a basic one. So let's say he did, I don't know which is better actually between these two, so let's just guess. So he got biology. Do you want to, yep. So then we can confirm that just in case we actually, click the wrong thing or change our mind, it does give us a little chance. And then we get your usual wants and everything as well. And then the game will treat him as having whatever score that was, rather than, always with honours as it did before. It also actually gives us a diploma, and it didn't before. I don't think so. Let's... Oh, Dina Local. That's a bit strange. Let's see what it says, even though it says Dina Local. Okay, that's not really working as intended, because we've got it saying read Dina Local's diploma, and here it's saying Department or Undeclared Dina Caliente and bachelor's degree in undeclared. So, yeah. That's not quite right. I'll feed that back to the author. It could be something I'm doing wrong, but otherwise it does give you more flexibility, and also lets you select from custom majors as well if you have any, rather than only the Maxis ones. So that's a pretty cool concept. This time we've also got another turn on and off replacer, this time by Curious Bee. So Dons are now Animal Lover and Lackadaisical. That is the first time I've heard that word. So this is no longer just unemployed, it is also sloppy, lazy, having a low GPA or school grade would trigger that lackadaisical as well as just unemployed. So yeah, here's the full list, but I'll just bring up the icons and see what they all say. So we've got reserved, antisocial, I think fatness and fitness are perhaps the same, just with different icons. Am I right? Yeah. Cultured, adventurous, rich, nurturing, geeky, sociable, fun-loving, musical, stylish. The hair colours are the same, and Don's still got the red turn off. Alien, ambitious, academic, charismatic, foodie, practical, creative, athletic, fastidious, poor, unconventional, naturalist, supernatural, and serious. So if you're interested in those, have a study at the very helpful chart that they've made to see what triggers what. And that is just yet another option for turn on and off replacer with some trait support, but also isn't like, heavily traits based. So yeah, this lackadaisical, for example, would also be a couch potato, dreamer, mooch, and a slob, as long as they're not ambitious, disciplined, perfectionist, or a workaholic. And it's cool that some of the traits are from the Catch You on the Flippity Flop pack we covered in a previous installment of this quarterly mod update series. But that is not all. As well as turn on replacements, they have also changed the attraction between aspirations. So different ones are attracted and repulsed compared to Maxis. And it also, the same mod that changes which ones attract and repulse, also reduce the contribution of aspiration and zodiac to the calculation. So other attributes, so turn on and personality, have more weight. So for that reason, it wouldn't be compatible with my no zodiac chemistry. So yeah, you just have to pick one there. So out of curiosity, how long has the game been playing for? Whoops. I just disabled autonomy, so his board on just been stood there. So I just teleported over all the, ladies Don has a thing with, to update the chemistry. So with these turn-ons, he's been randomly assigned that have more weight. The aspiration adjustments, he's actually has neutral chemistry with Kaylin and Cassandra, has just 1 bolt with Nina and 2 bolts with Dina. So I can't remember what it usually is. Obviously the turn-ons are randomized each time, so probably is slightly different each time. But yeah, now it's Dina he likes the most, which is not what I would expect. I would think, I always see him as like having the best connection with Nina, but who knows? Yeah, so that's just one option for you to change up the chemistry system. You can choose just the turn on replacements, or the curious chemistry, as they call it, that changed this, or both of them. It's up to you. Next, we have a mesh default replacement for the snack bags, so crisps and cookies. So now they are actually filled and they go down. You can actually see crisps inside them. And this is just, since this is just replaces the mesh, this is actually compatible with any texture defaults as well. I don't have any in right now. But yeah, how cool is that? There's actually crisps in there. They're not just eating an empty bag. And they gradually go down. Amazing. Revolutionary. Take a really long time to eat, don't they? And there we go. And there you can also see cookies inside the bag as well. Next, we also have a kind of re-release of a mod by Lamar, which is the improved sofa chair and sofa bed. So now in the bed section, there are these 2 sofas that pull out into a bed. So the reason it did that, so when you grab it, you can see the bed in, just so you can actually recolor it rather than having to actually get someone in live mode to go. Live? When do I ever say that? Live mode. Which one do you say? I usually say live. So yeah, you can actually recolor the bed in straight away, which is more convenient. So now you can use it as a sofa as usual. There's a new option to disable autonomous sleep if you don't actually want anyone to sleep in it currently. So I wonder, and I've made him super tired and deleted his bed, so I wonder if he will. Yeah, he's automatically opening it up and going to sleep in it. How cool is that? So you can get him up, and I think, oh, can we fold it up before making it? Okay, let's say he's fully rested now. Yeah, and we can just put it away, unfold it. Oh, it magically makes the bed. Yeah, how cool is that? And then, but if you just want this as an option, but you don't actually want anyone to go for it, you can just toggle that, so no one's actually going to sleep on it until you want them to. So that's great if for storytelling, you have people around as guests, or like your teenager has a sleepover, like their friend or boyfriend or girlfriend can sleep on the sofa bed. So yeah, that's so cool. We have also got some other bed related mods by Lamar. One is to be able to use inaccessible beds, so I have pushed one side of the bed up to the wall, and one is an update, quite a big update to the Unmade bed mod, which if you want to use that mod, it optionally includes the user accessible bed mod, so you wouldn't use the standalone version of the inaccessible bed. If you want to use the Unmade bed mod, you'd get the version of Unmade bed with the accessible bed in it. Hope that makes sense. So we've got Don's bed pushed against the wall and some bed decor on it. So if I tell him to now sleep on this end of the bed that's next to the wall, he will leap and go and sleep in it like that. But obviously he's clipping through this bed decoration. That jump animation I think is very similar to the booth animation. You know, when some Sims are sat around a sectional booth around a table, they kind of use that animation to jump in and squeeze by next to them. So if we get Don up, there we go, he leaps out of bed. But now with the inaccessible beds mod, we have this control object here, which we can use to update bed decor categories. So if we use that, we now get an option to everything near it that's around the bed. So we can now click on each of these, and then you have the option to set it to bed decor, and therefore it should be removed every time they use the bed, or it's bed decor, but they can relax on it. So if we set these to bed decor, so they always use it, and then the next one as well, bed decor. But let's say the blanket can be relaxed on, and then see where we get there. So if we tell them to now relax here, there we go. The pillows have gone, but the blanket remains. And then if we get him up, the bed makes, and then if we tell him to go back to sleep, it will all be removed. But he is going to have to make it. But he can do it even though it's not accessible, and then all the bed decor will come back. So obviously it is not perfect, but it never will be, because the game is never designed to be able to use that side of the bed without being accessible. I think it's so clever to use that already kind of weird booth animation, and I really think it's pretty good. And this box makes it so easy to update any custom items you want to be bed decor and remove them when they're trying to sleep and or relax, up to you, instead of having to fiddle around in SimPE, or you know, you decide not to use these certain ones anymore because they're not removing automatically. And sometimes I also found that with the old version, any kind of decorative other objects that were too close to it, like on the wall or even in the light above, would be removed when the Sim got in and out of bed, because it mistook it for something that should be bed decor. But now you have full control. So yeah, thank you, Lamar, for that amazing little set. Next we have a new functional object by Jack93 Sims, the queen of new functional objects, and this time it is a barbell stand. Just note that the place of interaction is towards the bottom of the item, not the top or the back of the frame. So if you just click at the bottom, we've got two options: work out with the barbell or work out with the dumbbells. Let's work out with a barbell. There we go, he's got a... Oh my god, it actually has fitness enthusiasm. That's amazing. I didn't think Jackie had the free time expansion and therefore wasn't able to add hobby enthusiasm. So that is amazing to see. Don's gaining fitness enthusiasm, his one true hobby. And he's doing various workouts with the barbell here. What's that? Go away! Clean off the stupid matchmaker making weird noises. Go away. I want to hear us spitting and humming. and he gained a body skill from that as well. So now let's try the dumbbell one. That's so cute. That is really amazing. I'm really impressed with that. Absolutely love that. That's going to be an essential for all my gyms now. Fantastic. Thank you, Jackie93 Sims, for that. Now for another functional object, but wildly different. This time it is a radioactive barrel by Crisps and Kerosene. So to be honest, I thought they'd make the environment go down, but they don't seem to. He did gain science enthusiasm from looking at it. So apparently, these put out a gradual effect. Yeah, his knees are really tanking now, being exposed to this. This will, yeah, it's really yeah, it makes him sick. So he's running to the toilet now. He's sick, he's passed out. But yeah, his knees are really low, so you can see how dangerous this would be over time. And this can actually kill Sims. I just wake him up and go back to suffer. Oh yeah, it just makes him sick. But yeah, over time this can kill Sims, and I think it's I've never really used them, but I think it's an effect from recycled from the Snapdragon bouquet, the evil Snapdragon's bouquet. So yeah, that might be cool for some storytelling or some kind of science facility. Dangerous objects indeed. Next, we've got another mod by Lamar, and that is Food Tooltips. Revolutionary. Now you don't have to guess whether that bowl in the fridge is cereal or mac and cheese. You can hover over it and it will tell you. I think even when it's out, you can hover over it and you'll see what it is. And that works with the custom foods as well. You might figure out what they actually are, what you downloaded. You can hover over them and tell. Stop eating that, Don. Don doesn't have much good food, so we're gonna send him out in a moment to maybe go out with one of his lady friends and get some food and all that good stuff. But before we go, I just want to take a look at this new wall speaker, part of the wall speaker overhaul by More Popcorn. So that applies to the community lot ones as well, so we're going to have a look at them on a community lot. Before we go, I just wanted to look at the residential options. So now this wall speaker has been default replaced with all this nice new model and all these lovely designs. So now Don's music is playing it through the wall speaker as well. To be honest, I don't really actually understand the point of them. If you put them in another room, does it play the same music? Or does it just always play music? I don't really... Yeah, it just kind of broadcasts the music to other rooms. I see. I'm honestly literally never used the wall speakers at home before. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice default replacement with lots of nice models to choose from. But now we'll have a look at the community ones. So now we're in build mode on a community lot, and as you can see, as usual, the speakers are split into different genres. So there's a speaker for each genres, but instead of them being like obnoxiously different colors that can really like mess with the aesthetic, they are all black but with just a subtle little band around them to distinguish them. And also what's cool is there is now one added for the two missing genres, so that's college rock and jazz. They didn't for some reason have a wall speaker before, now they do. And some of them, I don't know why it's not what the kind of rule is, why it's some of them and not others, but some of them have really nice recolors, so you can obviously that would looks like it would, you know, be really fitting of a reggae speaker, for example. And there's some like nice ones for the there's like some seasonal recolors, and that would look nice for the, what is it, new wave or something like that. For some reason this one is blue and it isn't working when I control right click, even though the texture is actually fine when I put it down. So that might be a case of just deleting my thumbnail cache, and maybe that would update then. But yeah, for whatever reason the icon for that one is blue, but it's actually fine. So don't know what's wrong with you, Ethno Musico wall speaker, but its icon is blue, but as you can see it's fine. And we can there's various wood colors for it. So yeah, that gives you a lot more flexibility to actually, you know, match the design that you're going for. So I like those a lot. Let's actually put some college rock around the place. So since we found earlier that his highest chemistry is now with Dina, and you know, Don's a rubbish cook and he just doesn't have any good food in, we're gonna send him out on a date with Dina. So we're now here. We're on a date with Dina. I've just filled various wants to get it up to a dream date for something I want to show you later. Amazingly, they've not been caught by anyone yet. But there's just a couple of things I want to look at while we're here. So firstly, we have college rock playing through these speakers, which is great. But I am going to turn that off. As you can see, the date plumb bob is different, and this is mostly a plumb bob default we've looked at before. I think last episode by Sindel, is it? But it's edited by someone else in a way that we'll just take a look at later. But yeah, I don't think I ever showed you the date icon, and that's what it looks like. But it looks like it's like lower than usual or something. It seems to have got like a glow above it, so I don't know why that is. But anyway. A couple of things. This default replacement for the electronics kiosk by Lord Crumps, and what's cool about this is, well, I think it's a 42 conversion, but the electronics inside are actually various default replacements you can get. So I've already showed you this Switch default one, which I use and made recolors for, and this is the MP3 player by Vicky Sims we looked at earlier, and then this is the smartphone by Episims. So that's just a great way to update your game and just, you know, have these all coordinated and are, you know, probably the best default replacements for each of those devices to use. So yeah, brilliant. And we also have now this fast food menu board, which is a based on the menu board by Pick a Mix, but this is specifically for burgers and fries and that kind of thing. So now if I get let's get on to order a cheeseburger, I suppose. He's just gonna come to it. I don't have a surface near it. I probably need that. Oh yeah, it's gone. Yeah, he just picked it up and he's now eating his burger. And since I have the food tooltips, I can hover over it and it has a name. Burger Fry Stand, the hamburger. So he's now going to eat that hamburger he's bought from that menu board, which is pretty cool. So, where's Dina gone? I'm going to have him end the day and get home. So Dina, after Dawn's date with Dina has snuck back at night to bring him a gift. And there we go. It is a love bed. And obviously, you wouldn't usually be getting a love bed after a date. I've done that with Huge Lunatics Mod Your Day. So, Huge Lunatic kind of provides the template to be able to set the date rewards to whatever you want them to be. So, for the purpose of demonstration, what I did. In fact, let's I'll take you in SimPE, shall I? So this is what the mod looks like in SimPE. I think these are actually just, extracted files. I don't think they're actually edited in any way. It's just like a template that you can use. So you open it up, and then if you go to the beacons, this is where you set the reward you want for each level. So this is what the default good ones are. I've not changed them. I don't know if Huge Lunatic did change anything about these, or these are the no, these are just the Maxis ones, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so that's what the good ones look like. The great rewards all unchanged, but just for the purposes of demonstration, what I did is made sure I got a dream date with Dina and Don for the demonstration, and for some reason the dream date is called excellent score. So I got rid of all the entries and then just changed the first one to have the heart bed. So how you set it, each item has 2 beacon lines. The first one is the last 4 digits of the GUID. So this, ignore the decimal number, we're just looking at the hex number, and the next one is the first 4 lines. And then just to make sure that is the one I got, so I knew what to expect, I just got rid of all of those other entries and then changed the number of gifts that are possible to 1. So all you need to do, you can have as many options as you like for each one. You can remove or add however many. You just have to make sure that it matches in this one. So I changed this line to 1 since there's only 1 option. And just for the sake of consistency, you can also update the label so you can see what it is. That you don't have to do that, but I just made sure that I called it what it is, so I knew whenever I go back to it. So yeah, with a tiny bit of SimPE knowledge, you can make the date rewards for each level be whatever you want and however many options you want them to be. Also, for the sake of demonstration, I did also grab Simnopke's date reward frequency mod. This isn't a new one, but I just changed it to be 100%, so I knew that Dina would definitely bring a gift, so I don't have to keep attempting the date until I got one. It would just be guaranteed to happen. But yeah, Huge Lunatic also has a similar idea for the digging things you can find and also what you can find on a hike. You can make it whatever you want to be, including CC items. You just have to find what the GUID is and set them in this, so then you can get CC day rewards. Pretty cool. Next is yet another mod by Lamar, and that is the adults can go out. So now on the call menu, Don is obviously an adult, but he can call us in to go out, just like teenagers can. So let's go for Nina this time, a Scandalo.
Sure.
So now Dina will come and pick him up, and they will just be gone for a few hours. And while they're out, they will gain social and fun and build relationship. And it's just a good way to just get your Sims out. If you're actually just a bit bored with them, want to be hands off for a few hours, you can just send them out. They'll be gone off lot for 4 hours. And their relationship will get stronger. Adults can go out just like teenagers. So I think that's quite enough of Don for now. So let's take a look at some other mods in other households. Before we move on to another household, I just want to show you something in Create a Sim, and that is cat whiskers. So yeah, my cats have whiskers. How cool is that? So you can optionally update all of the cat breeds to have these whiskers on already. You don't have to, but that is an option. You can update all the breed files, and then all your cats will have whiskers. But they are also available as a fur accessory, so you can take them off. You can layer them with the other fur accessories, And the coolest thing is that they are genetic. So yeah, you can either put them on like this or have all the cat breeds have them on as default. And yeah, it just makes them that much more realistic. I did get in contact with the creator and suggested that I think it would be cool if the whiskers were always either white or black, because I don't know about you, but I think it's a little bit unrealistic to have, you know, blonde ginger whiskers. I think that's pretty rare. For example, I think this one looks a little bit strange. So I think it would be nice if and they were basically always white whiskers unless the base coat is black. I think pure black cats do tend to have black whiskers, but otherwise all other cats usually have white whiskers. And the creator said that that's something that they're looking to doing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I have got the Goths 2 whiskered cats, Lady and Reginald, and they have just tried for kittens, and I've shot in a very short pet pregnancy mod, so in about just 12, 18 sim hours, these guys will have kittens, and I just want to look at the genetic aspect of the cat whiskers. But yeah, they just look so cute and realistic. Okay, now we've got 2 kittens coming. We go Lucy and Maze. So let me set it to daylight. And now we have 2 adorable little kids with whiskers. Oh my good god. Oh my god, look at the little whiskers. Ignore the horrible terrain paint quality. I am actually working on a mod to try and improve that. Oh my god. Look at those whiskers. Oh my god, that is just so cute. There are also a couple of little bits and bobs to do with pets that I want to look at. So, when I go to give love now, give treat isn't an option. And that is because Gummy has made a mod similar to their pet food box, which I usually use, which is that you have to have treats actually on the lot to be able to give your pets treats. Let's get one that looks like it's actually 4 cats. So now we've got this huge bucket of treats. I think it could do with being a little bit smaller, to be honest. I don't know quite where I'd put that in some of my Sims houses. It'd be cute if it was just a little bit smaller. But I think there are some like cute 4:2 decorative conversions of like treat jars, so maybe they could be updated to use the same functionality as this. But now we have this treat bucket on the lot. We can click on it and see how many we've got left. So we've got 20. And now we can actually feed treat. Let's see if the other cat's more available. He is on the sofa. We'll now give him a treat. Okay, he doesn't want one. Why not? I thought we were friends. Gone. Is it because you're not hungry? There we go. So he's had a treat now, and then if we go to the bucket, you can see it's gone down 1. So we can give treats 20 times before we'd have to go and buy another treat bucket. You can just grow it out of buy mode, but this is great for using like open for business pet shops. So yeah, a great idea. I also just wanted to have a look at this window pet bed by Jackie93 Sims, and like, yeah, it's just a CC pet bed, but I just thought it was really unique in the fact that like it goes on windows and is above the ground. So I just really wanted to see what that looks like, and if it's actually, yeah, it's actually accessible with something underneath it. So that's a great space saving technique. Fantastic. So if you're a bit pressed for space, you can have a pet bed in the window above another object. So that's why I just wanted to highlight that, because again, that's sort of unlocking options that we wouldn't usually have. So that's why I thought this one just went a little bit further than CC. Is pretty cool. Next, we've got a bundle of mods related to Ballet by Pick and Mix. And I'm going to confess that I have just spent half an hour trying to get this to fully work and still haven't. So this show I'm having is, the idea is that there's one of the mods is changing bags. So we've got one here for men and one here for females. And the idea is that this sets the spot that Sims are supposed to get changed instead of in front of the object. But with these on the lot, and I try to use this warm-up bar, I just get a bad go subtree number, which is usually due to a missing requirement. But I have gone over and over the mod page, and it just says that it's got these required files. See the credit section for links, and these are the packages you need. I definitely had them. You can download them in required files, but just to make sure, I did get the original bags by Veronica and all the recolors just to make sure, but it still just throws an error if they are present. So I don't know why. Please let me know if you know, but I cannot get these changing bags to work as they should. But if I just get rid of them, then everything does work as intended. So here we've got a group warm-up bar, which is a ballet bar that 4 Sims at the same time can use to warm up, and here we've got a couple's exercise bar. So nobody can currently use this because since it's only for the exercises interaction, you need to have the hidden dance skill be level 8. So I'll try and cheat that up after, but for now let's see if we can get all 4 of these Sims warming up on the ballet bar. And Pick Mix has also got a sort of set of other mods for ballet outfits that make Sims always wear a ballet outfit to interact with this, no matter what their athletic wear actually is. So it's this black leotard for warm-ups. So a bit like with them performing instruments, it takes a while for them all to get synced up and start. But there we go, they're all at it. They're kind of supposed to be in sync, but it's not always perfect. They will fall out of sync, but you know, that's pretty realistic. You know. But that is really cool if you've got like a ballet studio. You can have 4 Sims on one bar kind of doing the same warm up at roughly the same time, but you know, they're not professionals, so they're not perfectly in sync. I think it's Don really letting the side down, or maybe actually everyone's letting the side down. Maybe Don's got more body skill, I think. No, I don't know. But yeah, that's really cool. And then here we've got a couple's exercise bar. So let's just say I'm going to use the sim manipulator to cheat up some dance skills. So if I go to all the dance skill for Don, I think it's got to be at least 8. Same with Cassandra, let's do that. Them two are stopping, but Alexandra and Mortimer are going to carry on, no problem. So it doesn't have to be 4 all at the same time. So let's say, there we go, she's got 9 dance skill. So they both have, and no, they apparently still can't use it. Maybe it's the body skill. Maybe it's the music and dance enthusiasm. No. Did I not actually set the dance skill? Yeah, dance skill 9. Should be 10? I doubt it. I don't know. I've set dance skill to 10. I've set body to 10. I've set music and dance 10. Fitness. And nobody can still use this exercise bar. So yeah, I give up with that as well. I don't know what's going wrong. But it's a set you don't have to use them all. So this is the exercise bar, and again, used by a pair of accomplished dancers. It doesn't actually say what the requirement is. Yeah, so supposedly 2 Sims are supposed to be able to perform ballet exercises at the same time, and obviously this is a group warm-up bar that does work. And this ballet for all is the outfits one, so the group warm-up uses black leotard, but the idea is that the couple ones would use different, you know, more fancy outfits. I don't know if you pick one or it just picks one for you. I don't know. And the idea is that the changing bags would set up a place for them to go and get changed rather than just right in front of the bar. But for whatever reason, for me, the changing bags or the couple exercise bar just isn't working. So if you know what I'm doing wrong, please tell me. But yeah, I think it's been like 50 minutes since I did covered the last mod. So yeah, I'm fed up with this now. So I'm gonna leave it there. Sorry I couldn't really fully show you that, but I really read and downloaded lots of different files, really tried to understand it, but yeah, that's that. Sorry. Next is another functional item by Jackie93 Sims, and that is a, oh god, how do you say it? Axolotl? Axolotl? These cute things. There's like a little fish tank with just those, so you can feed them and watch them. And like the aquariums, after 2 days, it will get dirty and your Sims can clean them. It doesn't seem to have nature enthusiasm like the fish tanks on, so it would be cool if it had that, or even the science enthusiasm. I feel like it might be like, I don't know, that might be a cool idea as well. But yeah, that's just a really nice little pet. I think it was converted from the Sims 4 Love Struck expansion pack. We've also got this edited and updated version of Simslice's Beer Barrel by Gummy Lot. They kind of updated and fixed a few things about it. So this was actually like a, you know, functional alcohol emulating item. So Sims would have a drink and then do drunken interactions, and Gummy has just added some much needed checks for family and things like that. You know, in the original, the autonomous drunken romantic interactions I think could happen with family members, which is really weird. So that's all been fixed, and also it can be refilled like Gummy did for the fruit punch barrel. So let's have them all having a drink. I'm sure I had a version of this in my game, but I really hate how this... Okay, so Don's drunken interaction there was just making that noise item. Well, I'm just getting really annoying that you can't get to it. Everyone's just cutting in front of him. I really hate that this bag says ice on it, and I swear I had a version that just behaved like Punch and didn't have these ice bags, because I never noticed any kind of, you know, drunken interactions going on. So I just must have had like this model as like a fruit barrel. So they just like make like drunken babblings as they drink. They drink and chat in a group, which is really fun. Oh, and Don's drunken interaction now is to insult Cassandra. Will that happen, I suppose? Oh, and Cassandra's was to bell chat. This is actually the second time I'm trying to record this. I spoke about it once and hadn't recorded, so I'm not having much luck at the moment. But actually, Don threw up was another drunken interaction. But Cassandra proposed to Don. Proposed engagement, even though they are already engaged. So they full on had the cutscene. He said yes, and they got yet another memory of being engaged, even though they already were. So that was weird. I don't know if that's like should really be kind of checked, or it's just you were so drunk they couldn't even remember they were engaged, so they got engaged again. They're just continuously belching at each other now, which is lovely. Mortimer wants to have a go at belching. Okay. But Mortimer there just refilled the barrel, so now we've got all the drinks left. You didn't have to go out and buy a new one. So yeah, a more adult version of the fruit barrel might add some excitement to your parties. So Mortimer's streaking. Okay. You can also, for whatever reason, remove all cups at the click of a button without actually having to clean them up, which is a bit cheaty. So yeah, there you go, an updated beer barrel. The next thing to take a look at is the new shader mod I have in right now, and it's by Crispin Kerosene, and it, from what I understand, adds a new ability for items to be shinier. So like this barbecue is like a more reflective surface, as is this car. You can see it's really shiny and has, you know, catches shadows in it, which is really nice. However, it is incompatible currently with the Blue Snow No More shader edit by Dread Pirate, which in my book is absolute essential. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be using this yet, but I did inform Crispin Kerosene, and it did say that on the mod page for this that, you know, they might look at making other shader mods compatible, and so that would be great to see. Because yeah, it looks like it's got some nice potential of making items look nice and shiny and realistic. I have again assigned some favourite colours to these sims because I want to look at another mod which actually kind of incorporates in a way this shader mod, and that is Episim's colour accessories. So a handful of accessories that the sims pull out when doing certain interactions will now have colours based on a colour trait. So as Cassandra is watering the flowers here, her watering can is black, but I don't think black's actually the best example. But apparently this looks a little different based on this shader mod than it would otherwise. So I guess it's got a bit of a shine to it, which you wouldn't. Yeah, you can see it a little bit more on the red, perhaps. I don't think it'd quite look the same without this shader mod, but it's not required. But if you prefer it, Epi has also made the, you know, plastic Maxis version colourable as well. And honestly, I'd probably choose that one personally. But whichever one you choose, it will be in their favourite colour. And if you do have that shiny shader mod, then this metal one will look a little bit better. But that's not all. Alex is jumping rope inside, and his skipping rope is grey because his favourite colour is grey. So yep, the skipping rope will be in their favourite colour as well. And so will the Kiki bag. So Don initiated Kiki bag and his favourite colour is purple. So now the Kiki bag roll is now purple. So that just adds a little bit of variation and customizability and personality to your Sim's little day-to-day interactions. Oops, it looks like we overwatered those flowers, sorry. So I have again got the loads of laundry in my game. We're not going to be going over the whole mod again. Check the I think it was Q1 that big update came out for it, so check out that video if you want a bigger overview. But we've got some laundry objects on the lot. Because Gummy has made like an add-on to it, and Medusa has made an add-on to that add-on. So Gummy has made it so that you actually have to have clean laundry in dresses to be able to get changed. So this dresser has 10 clean laundry, so let's make Cassandra a bit stinkier and have her get changed. And then check it again, and now it's gone down. Did that go in there? I wish that this animation was faster. Yeah. So basically every time you use a dresser to get changed, its count of clean laundry will go down. So you actually have to do laundry if you've got it on the lot to actually be able to change the clean laundry. I mean, if you're like me and use a Gustin Out mod, then you can just, you know, get changed any time, and that won't. It doesn't seem to be going down like every time. Or maybe the dress for work. Oh, not gone out, but I'm just gonna keep having it get changed over and over. Right, so now I've had it get changed a bunch of times, and now it's 0 and the change into interaction is unavailable. So yeah, I actually have to do your washing to be able to replenish it. So let's, oh, we don't have any detergents. I'll just buy some. Okay. Right, so I'm gonna add a whole bottle of detergent and then wash 10 loads of laundry. And then that will wash away. I always wait for the sound to stop, but it seems like the sound lasts a lot longer than the actual wash cycle. So it's still making noise, but we can actually take the washing out and then dry it all. Oh god, it broke. Okay, well, I'm just gonna get another one. Let's try laundry. Why does it keep breaking? What the hell? I don't understand why it's breaking every time. I'm just having bad luck. Or can it not actually dry? 10 loads. Is that overloading the dryer or something? No, this one's actually doing it. Okay, so third time lucky. Wow, well, I guess Cassandra got really unlucky there. And oh, 2 dryers broke. So we'll wait for this one to finish. There we go, gather 10 fresh outfits, which she now has, and then I can put away 10 bundles of clean clothes. Just grabbing each one out of her inventory, and now if we check clean laundry count, it's now 10, so we can get it changed again, and then it starts going down again. So that was Gummy's implementation, but Medusa's taken it a couple of steps further and made it so this actually only happens if you do have laundry items on the lot. So you can have the mod installed, but if you don't actually have, you know, something to do with the laundry mod, hamper, washing machine, what have you, this won't be a thing. So that was a pretty important check there that Medusa added. And Medusa has also added loads of different compatibility add-ons. I have a pretty empty downloads folder, you know, when I do these reviews just with the new mods, so I've not needed these compatibility patches, but in my usual downloads folder I would need a lot of those. So Medusa has got loads of flavors covering pretty much any combination of mods that you might use that would conflict with that, so that's good. Oh, and also I think in Gummy's version you could just see the count straight away, but now you actually check it with Medusa's edit with that bit more immersion like you do with the food stock or with these baskets, but at least it's not as long as it takes to check what's in the baskets. So yeah, amazing additions from Gummy and Medusa. My question is though, I usually use the add-on from Lazy Duchess's laundry mod that makes changing into a clean clothing give buffs to slower hygiene and comfort decay with fresh washing, but I think that would actually only apply. I'm not sure how it works actually, but I would think it would only apply to if you actually use the clothing pile to get changed. So I assume that once you put them in the dresser and then get changed with the dresser that you then don't get those need decay buffs, which is a bit of a shame, but then actually thinking about it, the only really reason I wanted those benefits was to actually give an incentive, a reason for doing laundry, because otherwise there wasn't really much of one, but obviously now actually dressers required in it is a huge one. I just need to behave myself and not cheat using the gussy up item too much, and then that is just a wonderful piece of immersion that really gives some deliberate intention to needing to do laundry. Next we have a couple more default replacements, and this one is a replacement for the Orchid Trees by T. Vicky Sims, which are Sims 4 conversions. So here's Lemon Tree, Orange Tree and Apple Tree, and I think I can cheat to make them harvestable. I think it actually like takes a couple of attempts. I think it like gradually bumps them up in stages. There we go. Another one for that. Another one. There we go. So that's what they look like with their fruits on, which I think is really nice. So let's get some people harvesting. So they're under the tree there, harvesting away. The height all works out. The animations are still brilliant. Alex is loving it. Yeah, I think they're great. TVK has a couple of other options, older options for default replacements for the trees. So you'd think these would be just for like if you kind of go in for a Sims 4 style game. I mean, I do use conversions, but definitely not a lot of defaults. And for example, I do prefer still to use the linden trees and beautiful birches rather than the Sims 4 neighborhood trees default replacement. But I still think they go wonderfully. I don't know if I'm being delulu on that, but I still think they look fantastic at the side of Max's trees. I don't think you need to have replaced all of your other trees with Sims 4 models for these to look good. However, the issue I have is that I would ordinarily also use is it Asoth? Is that how you say it? Custom orchid trees. I think it's like peach, pear, and cherry. And they're all really well incorporated into the planting overhaul that T. Vicky worked on with Lamar. And this style of default replacement doesn't apply to them. So unfortunately for me at the moment, this would make these, you know, not match with those custom ones enough. So for that reason, I will continue using T. Vicky's older default, which also unfortunately doesn't apply to ASOS. I really wish it did. But at least it's not as drastically different, that they still match well enough. But I did let T. Vicky know this, and they did say that they would also like to replace ASOS with it. So hopefully that might come out anytime soon. I'd love to see a version for this and their more realistic style default as well. So they're there to choose from. But yeah, I think they're beautiful. For me, it's just a shame that they currently wouldn't match ASOS at all, whereas some of the other defaults blend in more reasonably at the side of those custom ones. But yeah, if you're not interested in custom ones or just generally have a very heavy Sims 4 converted game, then these are a beautiful option for you. And another teeny tiny default is for the Voodoo Doll by P Forest. There's a couple of options here, but this is what I've gone for. Mr. Mickles, I think is called. So yeah, that just makes him look very cool and updated. And here are the three options you can choose from. So a dark version, a light version, or a light painted version, which is the one I went for. But yeah, I think he certainly looks better and creepier than he did before. Next, we've got Extended Tell a Story interaction by Crisp and Kerosene. So originally there are, I think, 5 story options, one for each apartment life social group, and each of those I think was related to a hobby. But Crisp and Kerosene has gone and added 5 more for the missing hobby. So now there's camping, baking, trying to remember which are original. I think health, science fiction, and orchestra. I think celebrity is a rename. Let me check the. So yeah, we've now got camping, baking, health, science, and orchestra. But economy is now called celebrity. So now there's actually a tell a story for each hobby. But each of the new ones are also, I think, autonomous for each. Is it that they're autonomous or that they like it, or both? One or the other, or both. I don't know. But each of the new ones are also associated with a social group as well. So let's have Cassandra tell Don a story about orchestra. And let's see if we can have Mortimer tell Alex a story about science fiction as well. So they've got custom speech elements from various Sims games. Yeah, and that gained the respective hobby enthusiasm. So that's just kind of completes it, I think. I think that's absolutely wonderful. Much needed. I really like balance added to the different hobbies. I have now just had Dawn, Cassandra and Mortimer all paint with various creativity skills. So Dawn's is 0, I set Cassandra's to 5, oops 6 actually, whoops, and Mortimer's to 10. To show, not a mod I'd use, but I really make an effort to show any mod, whether I'd be interested in using it myself or not, because we all have different tastes now, don't we? So this one is way higher painting royalties. So now Mortimer can sell his first painting he's ever done, but still at level 10, and now that's going to be 16,000 simoleons. So yeah, if you think your painting should be extremely valuable, then this might be for you. I'll just wait until these two finish, and oh please shut up, Alex. Struggling with his aspirations, so screaming in the background. Okay, so Don's done his level 0 first painting, and that's 81, so not too unreasonable, but still I think it'd usually be about, I don't know, 5 simoleons, so it's still fairly a lot more. Cassandra's kind of mid-level, 190, so again not too, that's not too unreasonable, but yeah, basically if they're level 10 painting skill, then they will be filthy rich. And before we move on to another household to look at some other mods, I have once again made Cassandra an evil witch, because this time P Forest has replaced these fumes effect that go around. So not the stars, that's separate, but this fuming effect is much more subtle. So as you can see, it was very strong before, so that just makes it a lot fainter and more subtle, and I think there's also an option to have it invisible, essentially removed completely if you'd prefer that. But yeah, I think that's quite a nice subtle effect. We're now here with the pleasants, and Angela is about to use a diving board. Will she actually dive? No, she's chickening out. And now, well, I was expecting her to use the ladder instead because of Pick and Mix's new mod, use the ladder after checking out. So it's supposed to be when they do that and give up on the diving mode, that instead of just getting changed and giving up, they actually go to a ladder instead. I'm wondering if it's perhaps too far away, so let's try again. So they're right next to each other now, so let's see if this works. Or should I just dive in this time? No, she's checking it out. No, she's not using the ladder. I definitely have it in my downloads folder, and I'm not missing anything on the downloads page, so not using the skinny dipping mod this time. But yeah, that's not happening. I guess I'll try it with Mary Sue instead and see if, because she's a teenager, I really don't see why it would be. Let's try anyway. Nope. I don't know. That's not working for me. I wonder if it's because we have to rebuy them. We can try. I'm going to have Mary Sue go to work to show you something else, but Angela can stay here a minute. I will try to... I'm going to try to rebuy them. See if that works. Oh, she actually dived in now. Of course she did. I don't know what determines whether they do or not. Checking out. Nope. I don't know. Again, that's another pick and mix mod not working for me this time, which is weird because they have some excellent mods. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Again, let me know. But yeah, apparently with that mod installed, they are supposed to get in the pool using a ladder if they chicken out from a diving board. So yeah, unfortunately I can't show you. It's not working for me. But at least you know of it and can try for yourself and let me know if you have any success. Now, this is the next mod, which is automatic chance cards. So with this mod, every time your sim gets a chance card, you don't actually see it to select it. You just get informed of the result. So yeah. So Mary Sue has been demoted, but I did not select an outcome for the chance card. It just randomised and got chosen for me. So if you're indecisive and like randomness, then that might be a cool idea for you. Personally, I like to try and, you know, make answers based on their personality. Of course, we know whatever outcome you choose at this point, Mary Sue would get demoted, but still, I think it's a cool idea for some, having no prompt to actually choose an outcome, but just being informed of what happens. So yeah. Next, we've got an update to quite a big mod by Pick-a-Mix. I'm not going to go into it all, but that is a update to their paybook sim salary bonus scheme with PTO options. So you can actually buy or sell holiday. So Mary Sue has one, so we can cash in. I think that must have given us some money and then subtracted a vacation day. We can also, I think, buy 3. Oh, that just gives a 3. Okay, so you can just use that to manually add or subtract 3. That doesn't like buy or sell them, actually, so I misunderstood there. I think that's very similar to something you can already do with the sim blender, I think it is, but this cash in option is just really cool. But I guess you can cheat, so if I just give a 3, which doesn't cost anything, and then cash in, she actually gained some money from those 3. But I suppose that's helpful, you know, when your female sim has been pregnant a lot, they end up with like 14 vacation days. You can actually just cash them in for money, which is pretty cool. And that's just in the basic package of the book. So I believe like this mod comes in like packages, and you don't necessarily have to have them all, but this part is in the base part, and then yeah, obviously you can have various salary schemes, bonuses going on, depending on which other packages you have, but some complete quite heavily, so that's why I've not used it before, but maybe just some basic interactions of the paybook might be cool and helpful to have. Next, I wanted to look at another kind of update, re-release of one of the Mars mods, which is the place setting mod. I don't really get this one, so just gonna figure it out together. It looks like there's some fancy options, some for parties and some just for regular use. So if I just put 4 of these out onto the table, and it looks like you've got some options. And setting, which I don't think does anything because it's already set. You can set like the state so that the are eating can clear it. I guess if I put it to auto and then just try serving a meal and see. Wow, is that all you can cook? How do you not have any cooking skill at all? Okay, well. So now, since it's set to auto, and it looks like it's just placemats with no food, but then when they come to placing plates down, the knives and forks and glasses appear. So that's quite cool. So if I just have the family come and eat, I think it's just for a bit of decoration, a bit of immersion, to be honest. What's happening? Do you mind? You're supposed to be having a family meal. Obviously, I picked sandwiches, which isn't the best example. This is like a knife and a fork there. But as far as I can tell, it's just kind of like a decoration with some automatic. You can like put the place and you can clear it. You can remove it entirely. I guess, yeah, it just adds a little bit of flair to dining. There's also a functional object with it, which is like a controller. So with it, you can, similar to the bed, someone actually has to do it. You can set this, for example, to make it a dining decoration. So I think then it can clear the that's dining decor, but I thought it would mean that it would go away when you unset the table. You can then hide and show all decorations. You can change the default state, I guess. Yeah, you can just use it to make, you know, different place settings, I guess. We're now here with the Brokes because for some reason I like to use Brandy to show off functional food related items, most of which are by Jackie93 Sims, where we've got quite a lot to look at. This first one is a Korean street food waffle maker, so we can now use this to make big whipped cream, strawberry, banana, cream and co. Let's try a strawberry one. Get a hunker down. So then she's going to put the battery with an invisible something or other, and then wait for the waffle and grab it. And there we go, she's got a strawberry waffle to eat. Next we've got a mini patisserie maker, so we can make croissants, cinnamon rolls, choux, cheese puffs, caramelised onion tarts, madeleines and macarons. So let's try let's try cotton candy macarons. She puts some batter in the machine, waits for it, and then gets a crumbs and use them with a fork. Okay, maybe let's have a look at the croissant. Oh, they look nice. Cute. Oh, and the pot empties as well. Cute. Next is a toddler food maker. So we can make some different food for Bo. So peas and pizza, red lentils and Gruyere. Never heard of that. Mashed potatoes and ham, lentils and bread, mashed carrots and breaded tofu. That's cute. Try peas and pizza. And she puts the food in the levels. Oh, and you get 2 toddler meals in the inventory apparently. So I suppose, are you meant to put it on a high chair? Perhaps. Let's try. So let's put Bo in the chair, and then I think he should be able to eat his food. Eat your meal. Just sit in your chair, eat your meal. No? Oh, I guess it's not meant to be served on a high chair then. I guess it's meant to be just put on the floor then, is it? Yeah, it's meant to just be eaten on the floor. That's so cute. That's actually really good because I always avoid using high chairs because I find it just so annoying. Like how long it takes and how frustrated the toddler is all the time. So yeah, you can just make some meals and then you've got them to place on the floor. That's so cool. Let's try the lentils and bread one. It does cost money each time. And yeah, oh, this is on a pink plate now. And you can eat that one as well. Here's lentils and breaded tofu. That's so cute. I love that. It's brilliant. And I guess, and then the plates are disposable. Okay, cool. No, don't go and lecture Justin. Leave him. It's a lost cause. Next, we've got 2 air fryers by someone other than Jackie93. And you can now serve lunch with these. It looks like it might be a replacement for the hob. Because I can't seem to make chili con carne or hamburgers with them. Oh. And then, so she's going to pop the grilled cheese into the air fryer. And there we go. Make grilled cheese. I think they're just, you know, a visual difference. I don't think there's actually anything different about them. And at tea time, she can make pork chops or salmon. Let's have salmon in this one instead. There we go, popping it in. And getting a plate of salmon out. Next, by Jackie93, we have an ice cream machine, so she can just prepare ice cream with this device. Some 20 simoleons. So let's just put some chocolate chips in. Waiting for it to make. Oh. So then she just walks away when it's done, and then you can either clean it out, or you can choose which flavour to make it once it's made. So let's try caramel ice cream. And then she'll grab a cone of caramel ice cream, sit down and enjoy it. Looks like it uses the drinking animation. And I think she's gonna just pop down the little cup that it was in that you can then clean up. And we also have a milkshaker, so we can make all kinds of flavors of milkshake. So let's make a Oreo milkshake, I guess. Splits in away. And then she's gonna grab the milkshake and drink him. Taking a long time to get down, and then bins the plastic cup. Okay. We also have a Moonshine Distiller. So you just place it down and you can get moonshine. It's kind of like through a punch barrel, I think. But yeah, it's actually moonshine, and I think it makes them drunk a little bit like the beer keg we looked at earlier. I'm just throwing up, but I think that's because of the pregnancy. She probably shouldn't be drinking while pregnant. But oh well. I don't know if she's going to do anything drunken since there's no like drinking buddy. Yeah, it behaves a little bit differently. So it increases fun, but decreases bladder and energy. And if the energy bar is low, your sim will have a hangover and faint on the floor, and comfort will also decrease. I've shoved her energy right down. Let's get it now. Yeah, it's really making her energy go down, even though I say it quite low, it's really tanking. Oh! Oh, I'm having a bad hangover, I'm so tired. That's funny. Now I've got a bow in his chair and I'm serving food to him after having given him a favourite colour of blue. And now that bowl changes to blue because that's his favourite colour, so his bowl will be blue. And there's also, I don't know how much you can really see, but Notki has also made a Toddler Mush Fixes mod, which makes it so the ball is no longer duplicated when there's mush in it. If Sim picks up an empty toddler ball to clean it up, it stays empty rather than spawning more mush in it. And yeah, this actual half full visual is new as well. It didn't used to go down halfway. It used to be full to empty, but now it's got that intermittent stage, and this ball is so cute in his favourite colour thanks to Epi. And lastly, for functional objects to look at with Brandy is this Glowy Juice Face Care kit by Jackie93 Sims. So you can now apply face masks. So let's try a Death Sea Mud face mask. So then they put it on. It'd be cool if you like had a bigger sink and probably placed it on the sink. Oh, moment of lag while that face mask appears, and it boosts comfort, you see. So a comfort's, oh, I'm not just knocked it down, so it's going down. But yeah, I think the idea is it increases comfort, and you can then use this again to wash it off. And it'll go off, and you can also use 2 options of eye patches. And then she's got eye patches on, again increasing comfort, and then you can just remove them. And let's try a chocolate face mask now. And there we go, it gives a little boost to hygiene and comfort. Cute. We've got a couple mods to look at from Neighbourhood View. The first one is that Bob and Bob replacement edit I mentioned. So this is an edit of that one by Sindel, but it mostly changes the look from Neighbourhood View to make them this silvery colour instead. So if you prefer that look, then you might be interested in that edit. We've also got no useless town buttons, which makes all of these buttons up here actually do something useful. So whether it's to add a subHUD or to change the order of the seasons, they actually do something, and it gets rid of those from pets, apartment life and free time, which all they did was give you like a pointless description of the expansion pack. So it just gets rid of those and cleans up this bar. We've also got a replacement for the desert HUD trees, the cactus, agave and the Joshua tree, and it replaces them with the model of the lot trees, which are higher quality than the neighborhood trees were. So yeah, now they're just a higher quality, better looking model than they were before. And lastly, there's just a couple of mods that I couldn't really show you much in game, so I'm just gonna whiz you through the mod pages for a few of them as well. So this one is no visitor snacking, which prevents visitors from snacking at your Sim's house. Personally, I would prefer to use not because food already available fix that just makes it smarter, so guests won't grab a snack out of the fridge if there's some kind of food already available. Or I think even in the process of being prepared, they'll actually wait for that food instead, as long as they're not like starving, I think anyway. So yeah, but if you just absolutely don't want your guests to help themselves to food no matter what, then this might be for you. We've also got another one by Latest Fire, which is no or reduced promotion bonus. So, you know, when your Sims get promoted, they get double the salary as a bonus. So effectively, they get 3 times the usual pay that day, which actually, the point they're making is it's actually beneficial to get demoted and re-promoted rather than just carrying on being promoted. Like, you'd actually get more money doing that, which is a bit janky. So with this, you can choose to actually just get rid of the bonus or reduce it by half, so they just get double pay effectively, just 1 times the pay extra, which I think makes sense. So I think I will start using the reduce by half option. And we have vomiting fixes by NotP, which just improves various little things to do with vomiting. So if a Sim can't actually get to a toilet, they will actually vomit on the floor. I think vomiting on the floor was only previously possible due to a voodoo curse or under confusing conditions, so that now anytime a Sim can't get to a toilet because it's being used or something like that, then they will vomit on the floor instead. That they will only try to find a toilet in their own apartment or in the communal area rather than just the random nearest one that's the neighbours. That Sims will actually flush the toilet after vomiting in most cases, as long as they have at least 3 points of need. They'll always flush toilets, and even if it's less than that, they'll still flush the toilet a lot of the time rather than never. Plant Sims will lose water while vomiting. It used to be that they would lose or even gain comfort instead, which isn't even a need Plant Sims have, so it looks like that was a mistake. And vomiting on the floor due to a voodoo curse actually affects needs just like the other cases would, rather than that being inconsistent. And in the optional version, you can actually get a version that will also make it so vomiting on the floor will actually leave a puddle rather than just nothing happening, and that puddle will take longer to clean up than a normal puddle, but it will look like a water puddle. Another fix by Napkey is closet romance fixes. So now Sims can't get pregnant remotely without actually woohooing after the try for baby interaction has failed. So I guess previously they might have been trying to route to a closet to try for a baby, and even if they don't actually succeed, they'd be able to get pregnant anyway, which is bizarre. Similar with the make-out interaction, they won't actually get that they have done it memory before it actually happens, and any relevant wants will be fulfilled. So if they have a want to kiss or kiss a certain sim, have a very first kiss, have a very first kiss with a certain sim, make out with different sims and get a kiss, all these wants and memories, they'll actually get them if they happen in a closet when they originally didn't. Observers can no longer get jealous before sims get into a closet romance. So again, just like apparently they used to be psychic, that some sims have started the interaction and whether or not it actually proceeds or fails, apparently the observers would get jealous. So that fixes that and waits for it to actually happen. Apparently there was like a reset bug when a sim who is waiting outside for a sim in a closet, if the sim's queue is empty, and a closet no longer opens suddenly, then closes after a romantic interaction has failed and no one has even entered the closet. So yeah, just apparently closet romance interactions were a little bit boggy, and Napkey has made that set to fix all the issues with it. Next, we've got interest overhaul, and there's a well-known issue with interest in The Sims, and that is kind of all ages pretty much have the same interests. It's like certain ages kind of must be interested in this and disinterested in this, so that's why you'll pretty much always find that adults don't like animals and things like that, which is just bizarre. So I personally use a mod that just completely removes all restrictions and has it random for any age group, so just completely removes these restrictions. But this is like a set of mods, you can choose one that makes most sense to you, that I guess makes it smarter. So it's a little bit confusing, to be honest, because I think there's a few different options. So it changes which interests are restricted to which age group, which I still don't really get. So apparently it makes crime, health, weather, school, and toys restricted for adults. At least I'm not disinterested in animals anymore, but still, I don't really like the idea of any restrictions. But yeah, I think there is an option for unrestricted interests. 0 to 10 points max is distribution. You can have the capped or age restricted version, which is mostly 0 to 3 points, sometimes 4 to 6, and rarely 7 points. I think is what they can get in those restricted categories. Previously capped interest after age transition boost. So that can again make it like a full range that they'll change the interest to, I guess, which is slightly more likely to be neutral than like or dislike. So I guess that means like if they were interested in toys as a toddler and then they grow up, they're likely to become neutral towards it, I guess. Previously unrestricted interest after age transition cap. So that I think that's more likely to make them become disinterested in the ones that they should be restricted to. Age transition change. Each restricted interest has its own chance. 20% of no change, 40% of 1 to 2 point change, 40% of 3 to 4 point change, and a small chance of a 5 point change. Yeah, so basically, if you would like to improve the interest distribution system without just making it completely unrestricted, like the other mod I use have, then have a read through and find this flavour that suits you best. Oh, it's not in flavours. Well, I think that's if it's own flavour, but you can choose optionally to add-ons. Oh, optional add-ons. The bigger cap allows Sims to allocate more high-level interest before they start losing random other interests. If you prefer no cap at all, you may want interest slots hack instead. New Sim random add-on means a new Sim created without age restriction on their interests. Age transitions will still change interests. So yeah, looks like there's a lot of like calculation has gone into this. So yeah, have a read through and see if it works for you. We've now got no NPC driver spawning, which prevents NPC driver spawning, as it says. So I guess if you put this in before your neighborhood has ever generated a driver, you will have self-driving cars. But you can also add it in similar to the other like towny regen family of mods, so that you can just generate 1 or 2 and then put it in to prevent any more spawning. Because I think there are a couple of mods that cause more to be spawned, like car drive-by mods, such as one by Pikiwi or Pick a Mix's Fire Hydrant or the original Fire Hydrant. I think more of those cause more to spawn, so you might want to just add this in after you've got so many to prevent any more spawning, just to prevent that neighborhood bloat. But you just have to bear in mind that the myth about these being like unsafe or unlike touchable NPCs isn't true. If you want to actually turn these driver NPCs into normal functioning Sims, you can do that by watching Aprilback's video. Next, we've got an edit of the computer fixes with no autonomous computer gaming or gaming competitions by Antisocial Bunny. So many of you might be already aware of the original autonomous computer interactions fixes. That's a recommended mod either way, but what flavour you prefer, it might vary. So there's an optional no autonomy version of that mod, which I don't think I ever use. I just use the fixes part. And, you know, for computer check menus being smarter and chairs and disabling it for visitors and only checking email if there's actually email to be checked, and just little quality of your life things like this. And you could actually disable some autonomy for some interactions, but Antisocial Bunny changes it so you can do all the interactions autonomously except for gaming it or gaming competition. So if you still want them to be able to chat or blog or surf the web or check email, just not game or have gaming competitions, then you'll want this one. If you don't want to touch autonomy, then you'll just want the standard flavour of the fixes, or if you want them all to be disabled, then you'll want the no autonomy version of the original. Next, we've got this little mod by Lamar, which it confused me a little bit reading it, to be honest, but it basically makes it so that autonomous, this is not to do with ACR. You don't have to have it. It's for like Maxis interactions that can be initiated autonomously. It sounds like it basically removes the check of gender preference and makes it so that any Sims that have 0 gender preference can be fair game, because townies usually don't have a gender preference and then therefore they're like excluded from the autonomous romantic interactions. So now they can autonomously do romantic interactions, and then therefore that will give them a gender preference, because whoever they initiate their first romantic interaction to will become their gender preference. So yeah, I guess if you just want to see more autonomous behaviour without necessarily using ACR, I think you still can use it with the ACR if you want to. Yeah, it just makes townies, I guess, like decide on their own what the gender preference is, effectively. And we've also got a little edit, or I suppose add-on, I think it is, of Midgetry's Child Witch mod to just simply enable more of the Maxis spells for children. So children can now create zombies, a bee attack, and things like that. So yeah, if you use a Child Witch mod and want them to have access to more spells, then use this add-on. Next, we've got a new loading screen mod. Basically, my rule is for actually like showing you something in the game is I'll only like edit my program files if I'm sure I want the mod myself. Just because it's like you can't just like with downloads folder I can just put my real one in anytime, so it doesn't matter what I'm putting in my downloads folder to show you for these purposes. But I don't want to mess around with my program files and have to remember exactly what I did to undo anything I don't want to keep. So for that reason, this loading screen I'm not showing you in game, but I feel like the picture's pretty much self-explanatory. So this one is meant to go with the clean UI. I don't think it's required, and this one is meant to go with dark UI. So if you like the look of those loading screens, then grab them for your game. I think I've said in a video before that, but for whatever reason, that a clean UI loading screen with the sunflowers has just become like so classic Sims 2 for me that I just never want to change it to anything. Next, we've got a bit of a bizarre set of mods by the creator that removed the useless town buttons. It's kind of like optional, you know, you can use as many or as few as you want, but it really just slashes loads of features and buttons out of the game, which is bizarre to me because I think every expansion pack added something very valuable. So you can completely remove all of the buttons from the neighborhood other than the seasons one, and remove the tutorial button, and remove the button to send Sims to college, and remove the subhood buttons from the main menu, and remove the icons for which expansion pack clothes came in, and remove the advanced neighborhood options, and remove the reputation and biography, remove the hobblers panel, remove the age progress bar so you don't know how long a Sim's got left to live, removing the influence meter and the lifetime aspiration meter, removing the vacation mementos, removing the options to be able to purchase a vacation home or book a vacation or send Sims to college, removing all of the lot categories, so no specialty, no occupied, no shore lots button or no beach lots, just the empty lots and unoccupied lots button. No option to delete custom skins, no auto login in the game options. So yeah, if for some reason you want any of those, you don't like, you're trying to like play largely without some of the expansion packs, but I still guess have access to the catalogue stuff they came in, then maybe some of these might be of interest to you. We've also got, again by the same creator, some Woohoo and Makeout events memories, which adds 9 new memories, had 3, 5, 10 and 21st Woohoos, had 3, 5, 10 and 20 Makeouts, and had Woohoo with 5 NPCs. I'm a little bit confused by this one because, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't make sense. Because there's already these milestones for Woohoos and Makeouts, and you get a memory for a first Woohoo. So I don't know why you would have multiple first Woohoos, I guess like with each sim for the first time, but then that's already, you've Woohooed with so many different sims. So I don't these stars around them because that indicates the firsts, but they're not first anymore. It also seems to use the icon for the beta remake. But yeah, still, oh, no, I think I see. I think eventually. I think it's just the wording that confused me. I think, so if you don't see it as had 3 first Woohoos, but Woohooed with 3 different Sims, I feel like it makes a lot more sense because I think I'm thinking of like you have it for loves, but I don't think there are counters, are they, for Woohoos and Makeouts? Yeah, so I've literally had to spreadsheet, like romance sims that are trying to hit those targets of having 20 Woohoos to count like where they are and count like how many Woohoo memories there are. So that's actually what that's about. I just think that the start and the wording was really confusing to me, but if it was just made to have like Woohooed with 3 different Sims, made out with 3 different Sims, then that makes so much sense. And then it's basically marking the milestones of when you get those big achieving ones. So that's actually brilliant. I might edit the wording for myself. I've honestly looked at this page so many times and just not get it, but I think that is a big me being silly and getting confused between the wants and the memories. So yeah, this basically makes memories for those want milestones, which is actually brilliant. So yeah, that's good. So that is everything I found for quarter 3. Please let me know which ones you like the look of and will be adding to your game. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. And now I will be keeping an eye on all of the mods coming out in the final quarter of 2024, and I'll see you for the next installment of this series in January, but hopefully I'll get some other kinds of Sims 2 videos out between now and then. But in the meantime, join my Discord to stay in touch and find the links to all of my socials and various methods to support me in the description. And remember that also in the description you'll find that link where you'll be able to find all of the descriptions and links to all of the mods I've shown you today. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.